Hey, you know, we spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to get air into an engine, but we're going to show you the secrets of getting it out of it.
Not only making it sound good and perform good, but we're also going to give you a tour of this little Hearst supercharged Camaro, a really neat car.
All that and more coming up next on Motorhead Garage. Hey, welcome to the Motorhead Garage. Well, today what we're working on is we got a Mustang in here with a 4.6 liter engine in it, supercharged. So what that means, this little baby will get down the road. One thing about though, when you put a lot more air into an engine with a supercharger, you want to make sure you can get that exhaust out. You want it to flow well. So a lot of times you really got to match that exhaust system with how you're putting the air into it. What we're going to do today is we're going to drop this old exhaust system and we're going to put on a performance system that's really matched to this. But to tell you a little bit more about that, Sam's got it right over here.
All right, now they've got a whole lineup of stuff. This is an exhaust technology company. It's not just pipes and headers and stuff. This is designed specifically for this car. Now, look at these nice headers. These are shorty, equal length headers, 409 stainless, and it's coated. Nice, thick 3-inch flanges. And here you've got this little bell arrangement where the flange and the pipe will bolt up so you don't have any collector gaskets or any of that stuff to blow out. This car has long tube headers, but these are available along with the free flow cats. That way you got plenty of performance, you're legal, you got your catalytic converters. But what Dave's doing is a cat back system today. Now this is 3-inch stainless. This is an engineered and tuned X-pipe. It's set up in here to direct the exhaust gases, which gives them a good scavenging effect. And again, all stainless, really put together well, nice welding on it. And this comes all the way back to our mufflers. These are 60 series mufflers. And again, these are engineered. They've got baffling in them. It has a great sound, but that baffling actually uses the noise cancellation technology, so you don't get any drone in the cabin. All the noise is outside. Finished off with a nice heavy-duty roll stainless steel tip. This thing looks good. It's going to perform well. It'll increase your performance, your drivability, and it's going to sound great. So if Davey can get this thing on, we'll be in good shape.
All right, well, while I'm getting this off, what we're going to do is we're going to put a cat back system on this thing. That is from here all the way back. Now, this has got the little smaller pipes on it. We're going to put 3-inch pipes on it. It's got a supercharger on here that's going to allow that exhaust gas to flow a lot more freely, get a little bit more power, but it's also going to sound a lot nicer as well. Now, Sam has got a Camaro over here that you got to take a look at.
Well, Nate, this is absolutely beautiful, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's really a nice car.
Absolutely.
Nice car.
Folks, this is Nate Shelton. He's the chief marketing guy for this whole operation and in charge of the project, building these cars. How many did you build?
We built right around 30 of these cars. This is actually the number 3 car.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Awesome. And this is yours?
No, it belongs to Kenji Takahashi, our chief engineer here at B&M in Hearst.
Well, that's great. He's got an awesome car. So tell me, what did you do special about these cars?
We did a lot of things to these cars. We completely redid the upholstery and the interiors. The cars all have Hearst shifters in them. This particular car has the Tremec transmission. We put HRE billet wheels on these, one-piece monocoque billet wheels.
Really pretty. I saw that in their wrapped in Michelin tires.
Yeah, very nice stuff. Motors are supercharged, Magnuson blowers. They're making about 600 horsepower. Ooh. Yeah, they're real healthy. These cars would actually pull 0.98 Gs on the skid pad. That was not a test that we did. That actually comes from Motor Trend magazine. That's awesome. And the car looks good now. These are all painted. That's all not painted. Decals, we don't do any decals on the car. We actually did some body modifications. We laid the wing down on the car to give it a little more sleeker look. We thought it really enhanced the looks of the car. They've got complete I-box suspension, like I said, with all the sway bars and everything on it. They're really a heck of a car. This is awesome. Maybe I'll get an opportunity to go out and spin some of the tires in this thing. Meanwhile, Nate and I got to go over and see if Davey's got that exhaust system on. All right, let's do it.
Okay. All right, there we go. We got one off. You know, I feel like a chimney sweep sometimes taking these things. They're kind of tough, but once you get them off, the new ones go on a lot easier. I'm going to get this thing finished up here. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, then we're going to put the new one on, so stick around.
This edition of Motorhead Garage, presented by ARP, is being brought to you by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology. And by Low-Car Performance Products, quality plain and simple. And by Original Parts Group, the world's largest source for GMA body parts and accessories. And by Sharkhide. Remember, it's a dirty world out there, so always use protection. Sharkhide Metal Protectant.
Okay, Kenji, I got that in there. So now we get the pipe on there. Hey, welcome back to Motorhead Garage. I got Kenji Takahashi here that's going to give me a little bit of a hand on this. You know, once you get the old system down, putting the new one isn't too bad of a problem. One of the things you might want to do, though, is put a little anti-seize on here, around here. It helps these things slide together. It's a lifesaver, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is.
I know Sam loves it. He uses a lot of it. That's good. We'll put that around here. Okay, let's see if we can get this over the axle. This is a 3-inch pipe now. We'll slide it over the axle. And Kenji, if you want to kind of guide that in there. There we go. Can you reach it?
Yep. All right. There we go. We're in.
Are we in?
We're in.
Good. That worked out good. Yeah. Now, one of the tricks on this is you want to leave all your pipes loose so you can get everything together. Otherwise, it'll never work. Once you get it all together, then you can tighten things up. Okay, Kenji, let's slide this one over here. A little bit of anti-seize on now on the outside here. And this way, we'll put this with our muffler. Now, we kind of have to do this. That's good. That's good. You know, get that around there in good shape. All right, you want to slide that muffler up there now?
Sure.
And go ahead and get it mounted.
All right.
You got her in there?
Yep.
All right, and then we'll go ahead and slide this in. And see if we can make that work. Yeah, there it goes. All right, now we got that in. All right, now the next step is to get the Y pipe in. All right, now we got our Y pipe that we're going to be putting in here, getting the 3-inch pipe. See, this is all stainless steel in here, and it's bent. Now, I'll tell you what, this is one of the key things is to make sure that the bends are precision on this. To find out how this is done, Sam's going to show you.
All right, well, here's some of that 3-inch stainless tube, and this is pretty neat stuff.
It is neat stuff. This is our bending department. This is where we'll be bending this. As you can see, we have a nice digital bender here. Tube goes into that bender. What happens is it'll actually take that. There's a mandrel ball that follows it. All of our stuff is manually bent.
Right.
When he puts the pipe in, you can see it going in now. It'll bend it. It'll index it. It'll bend it again. It'll index it. Bend it again. What's really neat is if you step inside this little area here, that's a protective area for the bender. He steps inside that, shuts everything down. So the bender, as it's bending, can't hit him.
Okay.
Okay.
So safety's first. You can see everybody's got safety eyeglasses on. They got ear protected. The neat part is here, we're in America. Stuff's all made in America.
That's right.
It's great stuff. After the operator puts it through the machine, now it's bent 3 different ways.
Right.
It comes out, and this operator looks like he's deburring it.
Well, he cuts it to the length he wants to. Then he deburrs it. Then he chamfers it, and then he'll hydrosize it. And
see.
what hydrosizing is where he enlarges the one end of the pipe so that the other end of the pipe will fit into it.
And so here's our finished product.
Yes. So there's your finished product.
Very nice. All deburred, chamfered on the edges. You get that mandrel bent. It's real nice. No collapsing, no wrinkling.
Yep.
Great stuff.
Absolutely, it is really nice stuff.
Well, this is nice stuff, you know, and there's a lot more to show you in this factory. Right now, we need to take a break, so stick around. We'll be right back.
On this week's Industry Update, we are featuring rear ends from John's 9-inch rear ends.
Yep, John's Industries 9-inch factory. Look at the way they pack this thing. This is awesome. All crated.
Holy mackerel.
They even give you the bit to take the screws out. Here you go, buddy.
I'll tell you what, when you order one from him, you know it's going to come to you in good shape. Let's go ahead and get this off so you can see what it looks like.
You know, Dave, the 9-inch factory is a Michigan-based manufacturing facility. They take pride in the company's ability to closely monitor quality, production, research, and development.
And you know, all their 9-inch factory housings meet ISO 9001 standards, too. That's important.
It sure is. And you know, they want you to have satisfaction beyond your expectation. The strongest stamped steel housing on the planet.
And they come paint ready, they powder coated, or they'll do whatever you want.
And these bolt-in housings are complete assemblies from a 55 to 57 Bel Air all the way up to a 1990 Impala Caprice.
And that's not all, Sam. They got hundreds of applications available, too. Well, Sam, now that we got it out, you can see what it looks like. It's really a nice piece here.
This is beautiful. Now, this is one that's complete. It's got a chrome center section, pinion support, and even the yoke, all powder coated.
Yeah, this is too pretty to put under a car.
With these billet calipers and all the tubing, this is a complete bolt-in. This is beautiful.
And they also have third members, differentials, brakes, calipers, the whole thing. So you have whatever you want. All you have to do is go to their website and check it out. All right. Hey, welcome back to Motorhead Garage. Okay, Kenji, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, we're going to go ahead and try to get this Y pipe up. This is where it gets a little tricky, because you have to try to line these pipes up, or these tubes, and then get them so they'll all slide at the same time. So this can be a little bit an issue, but we'll work on it. Get it?
Yep.
Is it sliding there?
It's going.
Okay. Put that on there. It feels like it's starting to go.
Working it back.
Yeah, is it coming back?
It's moving.
That's the good news. As long as it's moving, I'm happy. We're almost there. Let me push a little bit more. And we're getting real close. We're there. All right, we got that done. Let's check out and see what Sam's up to.
You can see this is really starting to look like a muffler now. You can see we've got a shell, it's formed, got a little flange on it, got the Flowmaster information embossed in it, and it's tack welded. This all happens right here, huh?
It does, it does. What happens is we start out with a flat sheet of steel. She actually puts it in this machine. It stamps the logo on it that you see here. Then what happens is she lays it over on the other area. He takes it and it actually forms it. Then it moves down the conveyor belt to this area over here where they tack weld it shut, and goes onto this board, and it moves on down to the other area.
So that tack welding it helps to keep its shape and dimension.
That's right.
And when they start putting the end caps and stuff on, and that happens where?
Down in the robotic area.
Let's see what that looks like.
Good deal.
Looks like some pretty expensive robotic welding you got going on here.
Yeah, we have several of them, as you can see. We have 20 some of them here in-house.
And again, it's all made in America. This is all 409 stainless, so it's not going to rust and come apart on you.
No, it's not. Sure not.
So what are we looking at here?
Well, this is kind of the final step, final operations that we go through to finish the muffler off. This is the outlet side of the muffler. What they do is they take this outlet plate, they drive it all the way through the muffler. It goes onto the robotic machine. It's welded on the back. Then all the delta plates and all the chamber plates are welded inside of it a little bit of time.
Each step is by a robot.
Yes, each step, all by this one robot.
Cool.
And then they'll take this piece, they'll put it on the outside, tack it, and then it'll go into the machine to weld the final seam on it.
That's great. So you don't use any crimping here. You use all.
No crimping, no rolling. Everything is welded.
Now I noticed like these things here from a previous robot welder. The weld is beautiful.
Yeah, they do a perfect job. You can't be any better than that.
Very consistent. Then you have inlet stamp, and that's important.
We have to mark the muffler either inlet or outlet, simply because they're tuned and designed to only flow one way.
Okay. Well, cool. So that all goes on there. It goes from step to step to step. Finally up that thing, welds the seam, It's pretty much done when it comes out of there?
That's right. Yep. Just a few little finish touches.
How many mufflers a day goes through something like this?
We're building, I think they said we're building someplace around 11,000 mufflers a week.
11,000 mufflers a week.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Again, all stainless steel. This is pretty neat stuff. We've got a lot more to show you, but right now we need to take a break, so stick around.
Today's OPGI restoration tip we're really focusing in on to determining the ride height of your vehicle. Cars over the years, the suspension sags, and we're going to show you today how to determine what the proper ride height of your vehicle is today, what it should have been from the factory, and then determine what kind of spring you want to put in it to get just that perfect ride height. So James is going to show us how to start measuring the front to determine where your current ride height is.
Absolutely. We looked up in our factory assembly manual. It tells us exactly where to measure to find out what the factory ride height should be. So in this particular model, we're going to measure 30.5 inches back from the front axle center line. And once we do that, we get our mark here, and then we're going to go from the ground, or in this case our lift, to the bottom of the body, and we get a measurement of 9 inches. So that works out perfect because I think, Tony, in our factory book there, doesn't it say the ride height is 10 inches originally?
Yes, it does. It says 10 inches. And that's shown for SS Coupe, which is what this car is.
Perfect. So that works out great. We got the factory style rim and tire on here. We got a 1-inch lowering spring in here. It's not original, but the stance of the car we felt looked a lot better with the 1-inch spring. And it's exactly where it should be. It's exactly at 9 inches. Now on the rear, our assembly manual says we're going to want to measure 24.5 inches from the rear axle center line. And we do that, and we get our mark. And then we go from the ground to the bottom of the body here, and we come up with 10 inches.
In our assembly manual, James says 10 inches, because in this particular case, we kept an OE spring in the rear and a 1-inch spring in the front, because the look we were going for was that little more muscle car with a little bit of a rake. So that's what that is for. That's great information, James. And once again, previously we've talked about the importance of having all the factory books. Once again, this has been a great tool for us to reference how to measure and determine the ride height of our vehicle, what it should have been, what it is today, and then you can get a good baseline for where you want to go. And that's today's OPGI restoration tip.
This edition of Motorhead Garage, presented by ARP, is being brought to you by Lincoln Chrome, crafted in the heartland, ready for the world. And by Hurst, America's #1 shifter. And by Stage 8, the world's best locking fasteners. And by American Carcraft, custom stainless steel accessories.
Hey, welcome back. All right, we're getting our final clamps on here. Now, sometimes these can be a little bit of a wrestling match, but nevertheless, you got to get them on there, and you want to get them right. Now, a little tip here is when you do this, make sure that you take your the nuts so that they're down like this. That way, it's easy to get to, and you don't want them hanging anything like this. You want to keep them up so they're out of the way so they don't accidentally hit on anything. So we'll go ahead and we'll see if we can't get this together. This can be a little bit of a bear sometimes. Get it down. There we go. Now it's coming a lot better. Washer. And get the nut on it. You can get a couple threads started, then you're in good shape. Okay, now we're in business. Now you can see how I have this set up. Now all I have to do is just slide this over. And we'll see if we can't get those over the pipe. Sometimes it takes a little bit of a persuader because these are a little tight. That's going. Let's see if we can't get this one started. have something to push that with. I need a drift or something. Okay, now we've got all our clamps on. I'm in the process of tightening them up. Everything is all in alignment, and make sure everything is in alignment before you do that. Anyway, I'll go ahead and finish this up, and in the meanwhile, let's check out Sam.
All right, so we're kind of a final assembly here. Tell me what's going on here, Nate.
Well, here's where we actually finish up the mufflers. We take them, we Z-notch the ends so that it'll fit over the other piece of pipe. They go up on these hangers, they go through a paint process, a drying process, they come out and they go into the box.
Come right out of there, ready to go in the box.
Ready to go in the box.
That's pretty neat. Goes into like a paint booth, it's painted, and they got a dryer, which really cures the paint. Comes out dry enough, you can see how pretty they are coming out. And they go right into the box, pretty Flowmaster boxes, and they're ready to ship. You know, I've always had a couple questions.
Okay.
When you talk about chambers, we've got a cutaway muffler here. Some people say got a 2-chamber Flowmaster, a 3-chamber Flowmaster. Tell me what it is.
This is a 2-chamber muffler.
2-chamber.
Basically what we have here is a tuning chamber and a what we call a delta chamber, or delta plates.
Okay.
What this does is this tunes the sound, and this actually eliminates the resonance within inside the cab. Now you can see other examples up on the wall there of other types of tuning and chambers that we build in the mufflers.
So, you know, this all has to be pretty consistent, and that's where the robots come in.
That's right. These are within 0.008 of an inch when they're welded into place. And that's very important to get the sound and the horsepower numbers that we need out of these.
Sure. You can see a lot of experimentation and development, getting all these things shaped right. This is a chamber where you tune it, so if you wanted it louder, it'd be longer or shorter, a larger pipe.
Yep.
All right, this is 2-chamber. If you had a 3-chamber muffler, what would be the 3rd chamber for?
Well, again, it would either quieten the muffler more, or it might regenerate sound so that you'd have a different sound coming out of the muffler than you could have coming into the muffler, depending on what we're trying to accomplish in that chamber.
It really is a technology company.
It is a technology company. That's the reason we're known as a...
Thanks for the tour. I've learned so much. I know Dave's learned so much.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
Thanks for having you guys.
He's got that Mustang just about buttoned up, I'm sure, ready to burn rubber. We're out of time. Love to show you more, but we'll see you next week on Motorhead Garage. This is unbelievable. I'd like to have this to show a lot of the guys around town, because they always talk.
You want one? I'll get you one.
You get me one?
I'll send you one.
I'll just steal off Dave's car and cut it open.
Hey.